We live in a world where technology has become an extension of our daily lives, where we can access vast amounts of information in seconds and where scientific breakthroughs are solving puzzles that once seemed insurmountable. But, despite the advanced capabilities of modern technology, there remain mysteries that even today's brightest minds cannot solve. These unexplained events have captured the public's imagination, stirred controversy, and spurred countless theories, ranging from logical explanations to wild speculations. From planes that vanish into thin air to mysterious sounds that baffle experts, the unexplained events we're about to explore serve as a reminder that, even in our age of enlightenment, we do not have all the answers. Today, we will examine some of the most puzzling occurrences in modern history. Each of these events defies the understanding we think we have of the world, raising more questions than answers and inspiring endless debate. As we unravel these mysteries, prepare yourself for a journey that spans continents, from the skies to the seas and even to the stars. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. There are few mysteries in modern history as chilling as the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. On March 8, 2014, the flight took off from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, bound for Beijing, China. Just over an hour into the flight, all contact with the plane was lost. The Boeing 777, carrying 239 passengers and crew, simply vanished from radar, leaving behind nothing but confusion and devastation for the families of those on board. What followed was one of the largest and most expensive search operations in aviation history, with 26 countries joining forces to scour the Indian Ocean for any sign of the missing plane. Over $160 million was spent on the search, which spanned more than 120,000 square kilometers of ocean. Despite this enormous effort, only a few fragments of the plane were ever found, pieces of debris that washed up on distant shores, thousands of kilometers away from the search area. The mystery of what happened to Flight MH370 has captivated the world for years, with countless theories emerging to explain the disappearance. Some experts believe that the plane was deliberately diverted off course by the pilot, Zahari Ahmad Shah, who they claim may have been struggling with personal issues and suicidal thoughts. This theory is supported by data showing that the plane made several manual course changes after losing communication, leading some to speculate that Zahari deliberately crashed the aircraft into the southern Indian Ocean. However, Zahari's family has always vehemently denied this possibility, insisting that he was a dedicated professional who would never put his passengers in danger. Another possibility is that a catastrophic mechanical failure occurred, causing the crew to lose control of the aircraft. Yet even in the case of mechanical failure, the plane's emergency system should have transmitted distress signals, which did not happen. This has led some to believe that the plane may have experienced a sudden and catastrophic event, such as an onboard fire or explosion, that incapacitated the crew and disabled the communication systems. Then there are the more speculative theories, such as hijacking or even alien abduction. Some believe that the plane was hijacked by terrorists or criminals, but no group has ever claimed responsibility, and there has been no ransom demand. Others, inspired by the lack of evidence and the seemingly impossible nature of the disappearance, have suggested that the plane may have been taken by extraterrestrials. While this theory is far-fetched, it highlights the sheer frustration and lack of closure that has surrounded the case. What we do know is that MH370's transponder stopped working shortly after its final communication with air traffic control, and the plane veered off course, heading west instead of north towards its destination. Investigators believe the plane continued flying for several hours before crashing into the southern Indian Ocean, but the exact location of the crash site remains a mystery. Despite the passage of time, the disappearance of MH370 continues to haunt the aviation community and the families of the victims. In 2020, a new round of research was conducted using advanced satellite tracking technology, but it yielded no new discoveries. The search for answers continues, but for now, the mystery of what happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 remains one of the most perplexing and tragic events in modern history. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. The Dyatlov Pass Incident is one of the most mysterious and terrifying cases in modern history, involving the unexplained deaths of 9 experienced hikers in the Ural Mountains of Russia in 1959. The group, led by Igor Dyatlov, set out on an expedition to reach the summit of Mount Oteton. They were well prepared for the harsh conditions, and their route had been carefully planned. But something went horribly wrong. When the hikers failed to return as scheduled, a search party was sent to find them. What they discovered was far more horrifying than anyone could have imagined. The group's tent was found abandoned, ripped open from the inside as if they had fled in panic. The bodies of the hikers were discovered scattered across the snow, some barefoot and barely dressed, despite the freezing temperatures. Even more chilling were the injuries suffered by some of the hikers. Severe internal trauma that experts compared to the force of a car crash, yet with no external wounds. One of the hikers was found with her tongue missing, while others had fractured skulls and ribs. To add to the mystery, traces of radiation were detected on some of the clothing. The Soviet authorities quickly launched an investigation, but the official explanation, that the hikers had died of hypothermia after being caught in an avalanche, did little to satisfy the public. There was simply too many unanswered questions. For example, why did the hikers cut their way out of the tent and flee into the night without proper clothing? How did they sustain such severe internal injuries without any external trauma? And what caused the radiation on their clothing? Over the years, numerous theories have been proposed to explain the Dyatlov Pass Incident. One of the most popular theories is that the group stumbled upon a secret Soviet military test site and were accidentally killed by a weapon or experimental device. This would explain the radiation on their clothing and the unusual injuries. However, no evidence has ever been found to support this theory, and the Russian government has never acknowledged any military activity in the area. Another theory is that the hikers were victims of a natural phenomenon known as infrasound, which can cause feelings of panic and disorientation. Infrasound is produced by wind passing over certain geographical features, such as mountain ridges, and is below the range of human hearing. Some researchers believe that the hikers may have been affected by infrasound, causing them to panic and flee their tent in a state of confusion. There are also more speculative theories, including the possibility of an encounter with extraterrestrial beings or a Yeti-like creature. These ideas are often dismissed as fanciful, but they continue to capture the imagination of those fascinated by the case. In recent years, the Russian government reopened the investigation into the Dyatlov Pass incident, and in 2020, officials concluded that an unusual type of avalanche was responsible for the hikers' deaths. According to this explanation, a slab avalanche caused the group to cut their way out of the tent in a desperate attempt to escape, but they were unable to survive the harsh conditions. While this theory offers a plausible explanation for some of the events, many experts and enthusiasts remain unconvinced. The case continues to generate debate, and the true cause of the Dyatlov Pass tragedy may never be known. The Tunguska event is one of the most powerful and mysterious natural disasters in modern history. On the morning of June 30, 1908, a massive explosion occurred in a remote part of Siberia, near the Tunguska River. The blast was so powerful that it flattened an estimated 80 million trees over an area of more than 2,150 square kilometers, an area larger than London. Witnesses reported seeing a bright flash of light in the sky, followed by a shockwave that knocked people off their feet and shattered windows hundreds of kilometers away. What caused this massive explosion? Scientists believe that the Tunguska event was the result of an asteroid or comet entering Earth's atmosphere and exploding before it could hit the ground. The energy released by the explosion is estimated to have been between 10 and 15 megatons, making it roughly 1,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. However, despite the incredible power of the explosion, no impact crater has ever been found, and no fragments of a meteorite or comet have been discovered. This has led to speculation about what exactly caused the Tunguska event. Some researchers suggest that the object responsible for the explosion disintegrated completely in the atmosphere, which would explain the absence of physical evidence. Others believe that the object may have been made of ice, like a comet, which would have vaporized upon impact. But without solid evidence, alternative theories have emerged to explain the Tunguska event. Some believe that the explosion was caused by a small black hole passing through Earth, while others suggest that it was the result of an antimatter collision. There are even fringe theories that posit the explosion was the result of an experiment conducted by Nikola Tesla, who was working on wireless energy transmission at the time. Despite more than a century of study, the Tunguska event remains a scientific enigma. The remoteness of the area, combined with the lack of modern investigative tools at the time of the event, means that we may never fully understand what happened that day in 1908. However, the Tunguska event serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of cosmic phenomena and how vulnerable Earth is to events from outer space. The Taos hum. For decades, residents of Taos, New Mexico, have been reporting a strange, low-frequency noise that has come to be known as the Taos hum. Described as a persistent, low-frequency sound, similar to the hum of a distant diesel engine, the Taos hum is heard by only a small percentage of the population. Those who hear it say it can be maddening, disrupting sleep and causing headaches and discomfort. However, attempts to identify the source of the hum have been unsuccessful, and it remains one of the most puzzling acoustic phenomena in modern history. What makes the Taos hum so intriguing is that it is not confined to Taos. Similar hums have been reported in other parts of the world, including the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia. Yet in each case, the cause of the hum remains a mystery. Various theories have been proposed to explain the phenomenon, ranging from environmental factors to industrial equipment, but no definitive source has ever been found. Some researchers believe that the Taos hum may be the result of mass psychogenic illness, where a group of people experience similar physical symptoms due to psychological factors rather than an actual physical cause. Others suggest that the hum could be caused by electromagnetic interference from power lines or communication equipment, though no evidence has been found to support this theory. There are also more speculative explanations, such as the possibility that the hum is caused by underground geological activity, like shifting rock formations or gas emissions. However, this theory doesn't explain why only certain people can hear the sound. Despite years of investigation, the Taos hum remains an unsolved mystery. For those who are affected by the noise, it is a source of frustration and discomfort, while for others, it serves as a fascinating example of the limits of our understanding of the natural world. The Havana syndrome. In late 2016, U.S. diplomats and intelligence officers stationed in Havana, Cuba, began experiencing a range of strange and troubling symptoms, including headaches, dizziness, nausea, hearing loss, and memory problems. These symptoms became collectively known as Havana syndrome, and over time, more than 200 people reported similar symptoms, not just in Cuba, but also in China, Russia, and several European countries. The victims reported hearing strange, high-pitched sounds before the onset of their symptoms, leading to widespread speculation about the cause of Havana syndrome. One of the most popular theories is that the symptoms were caused by a sonic or microwave weapon used by a hostile foreign government. Some researchers believe that targeted microwave radiation could have damaged the brains of those affected, causing the unusual symptoms. A U.S. government study conducted on some of the victims found evidence of brain abnormalities, but the exact cause of these abnormalities remains unknown. This has led to further speculation that the symptoms may have been caused by a secret weapon designed to disrupt the nervous system. Other theories suggest that the symptoms were caused by environmental factors, such as exposure to toxic pesticides or chemicals used to combat mosquito populations. However, this theory has been largely dismissed due to inconsistencies in the timing and location of the symptoms. There is also the possibility that Havana syndrome is a case of mass psychogenic illness, where a group of people experience similar physical symptoms due to psychological factors rather than an actual physical cause. However, this explanation doesn't account for the brain damage observed in some of the victims. Despite numerous investigations by the US government and other agencies, no definitive explanation has been found. The Cuban government has denied any involvement, and no foreign government has ever claimed responsibility for the attacks. The lack of concrete evidence has led to widespread speculation and conspiracy theories, with some even suggesting that the entire incident was a fabrication or cover-up. As of now, Havana syndrome remains one of the most perplexing and controversial medical mysteries in modern history. The Phoenix Lights. On the evening of March 13, 1997, thousands of people across Arizona witnessed a series of strange lights in the night sky. Known as the Phoenix Lights, the phenomenon involved a massive, V-shaped formation of lights that silently hovered over the city of Phoenix for several hours before disappearing. The incident is one of the most well-documented UFO sightings in modern history, with witnesses ranging from ordinary citizens to military personnel and government officials. The U.S. Air Force later claimed that the lights were simply flares dropped during a training exercise at the nearby Barry Goldwater Range. However, many witnesses rejected this explanation, insisting that what they saw was not flares, but something far more extraordinary. Some described the object as being over a mile long, with lights that did not resemble anything they had ever seen before. The Phoenix Lights incident has become a cornerstone of modern UFO lore, and various theories have been proposed to explain what people saw that night. Some believe that the lights were evidence of an extraterrestrial spacecraft, possibly conducting surveillance or reconnaissance. Others suggest that the lights were part of a secret military project involving advanced technology or experimental aircraft. Despite the Air Force's official explanation, many people remain convinced that the Phoenix lights were not of this world. The sheer number of witnesses, combined with the lack of a definitive explanation, has kept the incident shrouded in mystery. Even more than 2 decades later, the Phoenix lights continue to spark debate and intrigue, with skeptics and believers alike searching for answers. The wow signal. In the vast expanse of space, scientists are constantly listening for signals, any sign that we are not alone in the universe. And in 1977, they may have found one. On August 15 of that year, astronomer Jerry Eman was scanning the skies with the Big Ear radio telescope in Ohio when he detected a strange, narrowband radio signal from space. The signal, which lasted for 72 seconds, was so strong and unusual that Eman circled it on the printout and wrote the word "wow" next to it, giving the signal its now famous name, the "wow" signal. The wow signal was detected at a frequency of 1420 MHz, which is significant because it's the frequency emitted by hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe. This led some scientists to speculate that the signal could have been a message from an extraterrestrial civilization, possibly trying to communicate with Earth. However, despite numerous follow-up searches, the signal has never been detected again, leaving its origin a mystery. Some researchers believe that the wow signal was caused by a natural phenomenon, such as a pulsar or quasar emitting radio waves. Others suggest that it could have been the result of Earth-based interference, such as a passing satellite or radio transmission. However, no definitive source of interference has ever been identified. The wow signal remains one of the strongest pieces of evidence for the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Its unique properties and the inability to replicate it have left scientists divided. While some are hesitant to jump to conclusions, others believe that the signal could be a sign that we are not alone in the universe. Without further evidence, the wow signal remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in the search for intelligent life beyond Earth. The Pollock twins. The concept of reincarnation has fascinated humanity for centuries, but few cases are as intriguing or as controversial as that of the Pollock twins. In 1957, 2 young sisters, Joanna and Jacqueline Pollock, were tragically killed in a car accident in Hexham, England. Their parents, John and Florence Pollock, were devastated by the loss. But a year later, Florence gave birth to twin girls, Gillian and Jennifer, who would later exhibit behaviors and memories that seemed to suggest they were the reincarnations of their deceased sisters. As the twins grew older, they began to display knowledge of events and objects they had no way of knowing. They recognized toys that had belonged to Joanna and Jacqueline, despite never having seen them before. They also spoke about events and places they had never visited but that their deceased sisters had. Even more strangely, Jennifer had birthmarks that were identical to those of Jacqueline, leading their parents to believe that the twins were the reincarnations of their lost daughters. Researchers who studied the Pollock twins found their case to be highly unusual. While some believe the twins' memories and behaviors were evidence of reincarnation, others argue that they could be explained by subconscious influence. It's possible that the twins had picked up on cues from their parents or older siblings and incorporated this information into their memories. The Pollock twins' case remains one of the most debated in the study of reincarnation. While some see it as proof of life after death, others remain skeptical, arguing that there is not enough scientific evidence to support such claims. Regardless of the explanation, the case continues to captivate those who seek answers to life's greatest mysteries and the possibility that life may continue beyond death. At the end, and despite living in an era of rapid technological advancement and scientific discovery, the mysteries we've explored in this script remind us that there are still many things we don't understand. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, the strange hum heard in Taos, and the baffling wow signal are just a few examples of how much we have yet to learn about the world, and the universe, around us. These unsolved events challenge our assumptions, provoke thought, and inspire endless debate. They encourage us to keep searching for answers, even when none seem to be forthcoming. Whether these events are the result of natural phenomena, human error, or something far more extraordinary, they will continue to spark curiosity and intrigue for generations to come. In a world where we pride ourselves on knowing so much, Perhaps it's the unknown that keeps us moving forward, always searching for the truth. The mysteries of the modern world may defy explanation, but they also remind us that life itself is full of wonder, and sometimes, it's the questions, not the answers, that are most fascinating of all.